We are recording, Lindsay, so go ahead.
Okay, awesome. So first of all, I want to thank you, Sarah, for doing this call for us because you're just like, you wear so many hats. And I don't know if you know that about yourself, but you really do with managing your health and with sharing it with everyone and then working the jobs you're working and having a relationship and running around and then pouring into the team the way that you are and stepping up into the leadership that I think that you were ready for, but at the same time, it's like a lot for everything that you have. I mean, you're just amazing. You're doing so great. And I want to thank you for hosting this call for us. I know everyone is excited to hear from you. So that's number one. But number two, what I wanted to say was that in the new coach group, if you're in the new coach group or if you have a coach in the new coach group, there is something called the New Coach University. This is not something that's required for you to go through at a certain pace, but it's just there as a tool for help after you've gone through those first couple weeks and when you're ready to listen to a video here or there to kind of help you. So if you go to the files section, it's there, and I would just start going through that at your own pace. I don't know where that's
I love it.
Start going through that at your own pace because really it's going to dive in a little bit deeper to how to grow your network, how to set up a challenge group, how to touch base with your challengers. Like there's so much more and you guys can use it and you can save the link and save it and share it with your coaches and your coaches and your coaches. We are not updating the videos anymore in it, but we will always keep it as is. Like it will always be there. So as things change, maybe we'll update it. It's kind of, we'll have to see from there, but it's really a helpful tool, especially for new coaches that are like, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. He wants to eat a phone and a wrapper. But to just tell me what to do and I'll do it. It's a really great visual audio tool opposed to just reading, because some of us are great at reading in the new coach group. Right? But some of us are like, okay, I just read all of this and now what do I do? And that's more of that audio visual for you. So I just wanted to say that. I also just wanted to thank you, Sarah. So that's it.
Yay! Okay. I also want to make a note about the new coach group before we kick off this call. So I got, with my coaches personally, I get messages from you guys all the time that say, I feel like I'm so behind. And I want you guys to know that that group, there's no timeline on it. Like the timeline is your timeline. Whatever pace you guys want to go at is what is great. Do it. There's no timeline that you have to like do everything in that 1 week. Like if it takes you 3 months to get through that group, then like that's fantastic. Just do it at your own pace and don't add that extra stress to your life because you feel like there's a set timeline for it, because there's totally not. And I know Lindsay's talked about that before, but like I just want to reiterate that because it's so important. And like so many people get overwhelmed because they think they have this imaginary timeline that isn't even there, and then they like back out because they're so scared because they've like failed basically. So just do it at your own pace. Whatever you're doing is great. Every step forward is a step forward. So just keep doing it and eventually you'll make progress. So I'm going to mute everybody. I think, yes. Okay. So today I want to talk to you guys about Instagram, and I don't know if any of you guys were at Coach Camp, but I'm kind of going to reiterate what I talked about at Coach Camp, but kind of go into it a little bit more. And I kind of want this to be like a workshop. So if you guys have like a question about your specific Instagram, like I would love to use you guys as an example to help you with your niche and like finding ways to use your niche in an advantage for you. So I'm going to use my coach Megan, because I love how strongly she relates her teaching job to her coaching job. She now does her working out in the morning in her classroom with her other coworkers. And I think that's so awesome because I know that there's so many coaches on Instagram that she could learn from. And if she would go into those Instagrams and duplicate what they're doing, but in her own style, she'd be really successful because they basically already have the format put out for her, which is a lot of people's cases. So if you're a mom, there's so many other moms that are already doing this, but you basically just have to take what they're doing and implementing it in your form. So I'm saying implementing it in your form because I do want to put the asterisk that if you go on somebody else's Instagram and you like what they're doing and you really want to like make your Instagram be that awesome, like you just love what they're posting, but it's not you, people are going to know that. And then that's not going to attract anybody. You're not going to have the success that they're having. So I do want you to make sure that when you're looking at other people's Instagram and you're taking things from them and you're growing your following from them or whatever it might be, I want you to make sure that you have your own stamp on it, because if you don't, then it's not going to work and people get frustrated that way. The second asterisk that I want to make is don't worry about your followers. I know I get messages all the time like, how did you grow your following? And honestly, like when I think about it, I don't think about my following. I think about what value did I add to people, because the value that you're adding to people is what's going to make your following grow. It's not the number. It's not how many photos you go and like. It's literally the free content that you're adding to people's lives is what's going to make people come back to you. It's going to make people tag their friends in it that like the same things, because then they're getting free stuff from you and they're going to want to come back to your page. So the number one thing that you can do without like having the one-on-one conversation is like being public, posting publicly free content. And I know we do like the free groups, and I know we do, backstage passes into coaching and those kind of things, but I'm talking about a value added. Oh,
Sarah,
it doesn't.
Cut out, I think, maybe for a whole sentence.
Oh, no. Okay. So where did I leave off?
The very first thing that you can do is public, and then it went boop.
Oh, okay. So posting publicly, obviously, you guys know we need to do that. That's one of the core things that we have to do as a coach. But when I say posting publicly, I'm not talking about just our Beachbody story. I'm talking about the things that you're extremely good at besides Beachbody. What are you really good at? Like if your best friend were to say, so-and-so is so good at this, like go to her, she'd be really good at it, what would it be? And I want you to share that information with people, because it's something you're so good at and you're adding free value. It's something you already know. It's something you don't have to research. It's something you don't have to learn, but it's something that you can give to people without having to pay for it. And you're now adding value for people to come back to your page without it being salesy, without it being Beachbody, without it being anything health and fitness related, but it's something that you can connect with other people on. And that's, I think, been the biggest thing for me, is I have multi-facets of things that people connect with me on. So this is where your niches come in, and your rants. I think Lindsay, that's what Lindsay calls them. This is where your rants come in. So you should have 5 to 6 of them. And they're things you're good at. So for Megan, it would be, she's a special ed teacher. So she should definitely dive into that market of special ed. So that's searching the hashtags for it. I know there's a ton of Beachbody coaches that are teachers. So she needs to go in and find those teachers and creep on the hashtags that they're using, and creep on the things that they're posting on that are really working. So find the other teachers that are doing it. And I would say for some other people, it might work if she were to go into their following, but you have to be careful with that, because number one, they could already be customers of those people. And number two, they could already be coaches. So you have to be kind of careful with that. But if the teacher is posting something about special needs, Megan, you could go in, look at who's liked it, and go through and follow the people that you connect with. So if you look at their profile and you don't instantly like what they're posting, then you don't have to follow them. Don't follow them just to follow them. Follow them because you connect with them. And I know Jen Richardson, who's a big coach in the company, she does like 10 follows a day or something crazy. I literally just go and follow the hashtags, and if I like what they're posting, I'll go and follow them. I don't have a set number. If you want to track it, that's great. If you don't, it's whatever. I know you guys, I don't know if you guys know, but you can now follow hashtags, which is really great, because you can see the people that are constantly coming up on those hashtags and finding those specific hashtags. I know that Kelsey Chapman had done a quiz on finding hashtags. I've never done it. I've simply just gone to, I'm thinking all of you have that one person that you like really love to follow. Like everything they post, you just like their content. And whatever that might be, go look at what they're posting. Go look at the people that are liking it. Go look at the hashtags they're using. Go look at the hashtags and click on them and see what comes up. For me, I have a bunch of hashtags in my phone that I use on my photos because it's the customer hashtag. And I'm saying customer hashtag versus coach hashtag. So as a coach, we think, this hashtag works. But are you thinking as a customer or are you thinking as a coach? Because you need to be thinking as what a customer would use rather than what a coach would use. Because if you think as a coach, you're going to be like, okay, this is a great hashtag, but if it's only coaches that are coming up on it and it's not just like the average everyday person, then it's not the right hashtag for you to use. You need to find the people that need your help. So what would the person use? Like, so I know a lot of people use like, I don't know, Wanderlust if they want to travel. And that's a great one because that's like the customer. I don't think like free travel is something that a customer would use. I think Wanderlust is one that a customer, everyday girl would use rather than a coach or a business person or an entrepreneur. Does that make sense? I know y'all can't talk to me, but shake your heads. Let's see what else. So I know that Lindsay went through this with her team, but I don't know if my team's ever done this. I went through this with Lindsay, and I call it a brain dump of what makes you you, basically. So what are your niches? What are your rants? What are you passionate about? What are you good at? And I kind of want to go through this with you guys, but if you've done it, can you raise your hand? Because if the majority of you have done it, I won't do it. You've done it? How many? 2, 3. Okay. I don't know why I'm asking you because you can always go more in depth. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it anyways. So I have about 30 on my list. This is my list, and I update it all the time because they're ever changing. The phases of your life, they're always changing. You're always getting new interests. You're always discovering new things about you. And so you just write them down. So the first thing I want you to think about is what phase in your life are you? Are you a mom? Are you single? Are you married? Are you a newlywed? Are you divorced? What phase of your life are you? If you're single, are you proud? Is that something you want to leverage on? Do you want to leverage on being single? Do you want to leverage on the newlyweds? If that's not something you want to do, then don't worry about it. Is your occupation something you want to leverage on? Do you want to connect with other people that are in the same occupational field as you? Megan's a teacher, so she would definitely use that as her teacher. And underneath of a teacher, she could say special needs teacher. She could have subcategories of the category. So she could find related hashtags to a teacher. So she's not only connecting with the teacher, but she's also connecting with, if she's really into fashion, she could connect with the teachers that are posting about fashion on Instagram. Then she could connect with the special needs. She could connect with, the ones that are working out, that want to work out, but they're tired and they have everything going on. She tutors, so she could do something about being a tutor and still a teacher. Then are there specific brands that you're really connected with? Are you constantly posting about things that you're not sponsored, but people would think you were because you post about it so often? Are you loyal to certain brands? I know Lindsay's loyal to Honest. I'm loyal to Lilly Pulitzer. I know people are loyal to Nike versus Under Armour. Are you loyal to a certain kind of car? Are you loyal to Apple or Android? Is there something, what kind of brands are you drawn to? Are you always buying the same kind of brands? I know Marshalls and TJ Maxx and those kind of stores aren't specific brands, but they're the same kind of people. Because when you're loyal to a certain brand, it's going to bring you those kind of people to you. So it might not be a big thing right now, but drawing those kind of people with you, you guys connect on it and be like, I don't want to spend $50 on a pair of leggings. I'm going to go to Marshalls and get it for $19.99. You guys can laugh about that and joke about it because that's something you can connect on. Is your life crazy? Are you going through a midlife crisis? Are you really organized? Are you really messy? Do you own being really messy? Is that something you want to own? Again, brands are really, really, really key because you can search those brands. A lot of people hashtag the brands. Do you like to travel? If you like to travel, this is kind of Facebook and Instagram. You can join certain groups on Facebook that will connect you with people that like to travel. So I know that for a fact. So those groups might be important for you guys to jump into and just kind of feel it out, ask some questions in there, and just kind of get to know people in there. And then once they start to get to know you, then they'll be more likely to add you as a friend. But you can do the same thing on Instagram. You can find Wonderlust. You can find Travel Bug. You can find Adventure Awaits or something like that. Oh gosh, there's 4. Sorry. Should the hashtags I use associate? So Sarah, so yes and no. So I always have like the first 10 hashtags be my like very top niches. So mine are type 1 diabetes, Lilly Pulitzer. I think that's it. So I have usually 6 to 10 hashtags between my top ones, and then I'll trickle in the things that are associated with the picture. So then the people that are obsessed with something I'm obsessed with, they're still going to get the notification for that. So then maybe they can connect on that picture as well, if that makes sense. I don't know. I've kind of gone down to 1 to 3. Usually one of my pictures is my workout picture just for accountability. And I have told my followers that like, I'm going to post it. So just get over it. And if they don't like it, they can get off. But I'm really just doing it so they know that I'm showing up every day. But I do my workouts on my IG stories so that they can kind of get an idea of what the workout actually is, so they can understand that they can do it too. And I don't organize my days. I don't even have content pre-batched out or whatever it's called. I just don't have time, and my life's too crazy to be doing all that. Plus with type 1 diabetes, it's kind of erratic, and like the things that I post about are kind of personal, and like they kind of play on the day by day. So I just don't do that. But it works really well for some people. It's just not something I do. I don't know. What else did I do with you, Lindsay? I feel like I've gone through all mine. Are you an outdoors person? Like, do you like to be outdoors? Are you a beach bum? Do you like to shop? Do you like to, I don't know. Are you obsessed with like makeup? Do you like to be in that makeup world?
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a big one, you guys, and you really want to think about it, because for a long time, and still to this day, Christina Sullins keeps saying, you need to talk about hair. You need to talk about hair. I was a hairstylist and a data educator for how long? That's my biggest, like all of my market, all my warm market are my old students. I mean, thousands of girls that I've taught over the years. But here's the thing. That's not what I want to talk about all day. That's not what I want to post about. That would be forcing it for me, because that's my past. That's not who I am right now. So you really have to think, like, what brands are you loyal to? And fine, but are they things like what Sarah's saying is like, these are things that she could, there's Bappa. These are things that she could talk about all the time and add value. So could I add value to hairstylists and to people that want to learn how to do their hair this way or that way? I could. But do I want to commit to talking about that all the time? No, that's not where I am right now. So you really do want to dig deep in this. And it can be something as silly as gassy babies. That's one of mine right now, because that's a huge part of my life, trying to figure out this gas master right here. And I have a lot of value that I can add, right? So anyway, I just wanted to say that, because when I first did this with her, it was so helpful, but hairstylist kept popping in my head. And then I realized, like, it didn't have to be that, just because that's a huge part of what my life has been. It has to be what she said, where are you now? And then it's going to change. So if you did this before, when you do it again, it gets even deeper. So anyway, I just wanted to say that. And he's drinking whatever's in this cup.
I love it. Yeah, so when I say like adds value to people, I don't want you to just like throw content out there. Like, I want you to think about, like, when you're adding value to people's lives, is it something that you want to talk to people about? If you're like over talking to people about it and you don't want to respond to people's comments about it, like, don't post it. because people are just gonna, because you want people to engage with you about it. You want people to ask questions, or you want people to comment on it and say like, congratulations, or whatever it might be. But if you're like, another comment, like that's not something you want it to be, something you're really passionate about. And when I talk to a lot of girls, they're always like, well, this, and health and fitness. And I'm like, no, take that one away. And I tell them to take it away because we're trying to find things that make you different than the next Beachbody coach. We want to make you stand out. So we're not going to put health and fitness in there because we all do it. Yes, we have to post about it. Yes, we all have sweaty selfies and everything like that. But we're trying to find things that you can connect with others about prior to your health and fitness, because the things that you're connecting with them on is actually going to bring them back before the health and fitness is. People aren't buying the products because of the products. They're buying it because they like you as a person and they trust you and you've added value to them. And so you need to repetitively do that. And I know Christina says that you need to like cycle through the photos to like, it needs to be on a timeline. I'm just going to say that's complete BS. So yes, you have to cycle through them, but it doesn't have to be like every fifth photo is a picture of your dog. It doesn't have to be that strategic. Like you need to make sure that in those 9 photos, there's at least one of your niches, your strong niches. Because if it's not, the people that are following you because of that niche are no longer going to be interested in your page, because the only reason they were following you is because of that. Does that make sense? So you need to make sure you're cycling through them, but it doesn't have to be that strategic. That's making it way more complicated than it needs to be. I don't know if any of you guys went to college, but I've found that searching your college location is really helpful. I just recently did it. I had no interest in any of the college people. I was like, they're broke college students. I don't like them. But getting involved with your alma mater, actually, they'll repost things for you if they notice it. So maybe wear your college sweatshirt, or maybe wear some kind of brand that can be reposted. So if you love, I don't want to say Nike because it's a freaking huge company and they're not going to repost your company or your picture. But if you love something and you're repping it and your picture's good, like the chances that people are going to repost it are going to be way higher, and that's extra exposure that you can have on your feed. So it's like people viewing your stuff without even having to do anything. It's like a free ad for Facebook, but on Instagram. It says we're running out of time, but I would love to answer any of your questions if you have any. I'm sure you do.
Sorry, baby. Can I, whenever everybody's done, I want to share, because I know that you tag locations, right? Can you talk a little bit about that, Sarah, about tagging locations and tagging people in your posts? And then I want to tell you something cool that happened because of that.
Oh, yeah. So tagging any location is really key. I personally tag, so I live in a really small town, so I don't tag the little town that I live in, although I will search the little town that I live in, the pictures, and like them all. But I'll tag like a bigger sub-city near me, so then it'll pop up on there and I'll go through and like the people's photos. And I've actually had another Beachbody coach reach out, and she was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize you were this close to me, which was kind of cool. Although she's the coach, so I'm like, okay, cool. But tagging a location actually just makes your exposure bigger, and so that's just great. I don't do it on my stories, although you should. You really should. I just haven't gotten in the habit of it. Lindsay does a great job about it. And it doesn't have to be any specific location. It could be like China, and it wouldn't matter. It's just wherever you want your people to be. So if you really care about your people being local, definitely tag local. Don't tag like your house. That's not a good idea. Security people. Yeah, I think that's it, Lindsay. Go for it.
Okay, so even more, sorry, I was just breastfeeding, but my boobs aren't out. Don't worry. So even more than tagging your location, Sarah told me to tag like what's in my pictures. And so I do. Sorry, here we go.
Oh, Lindsay, you're frozen.
Liking Lily Pulitzer, so I bought that, and I will, like, when it's in a picture, I'll tag it. So I started sharing something about my niche. You guys all know I'm sure what it is, my strongest one. But so I started sharing one of the biggest things that's helped Oliver is a happy tummy. It's a thing that rolls down their belly. It's for babies. People never use them. They use gripe water. They use gas drops. They use all these things that are going into their bodies to fix the problem, but they never help, like they never check these other ways. So I found this product. I loved it. We use it every night. We used it 5 times last night. We'll use it again tonight. We use it every night, and I tagged them in it when I posted it. They reached out to me, and they said, we were so touched that we were able to help you and that you promoted our product. We would like to send you a new one because it's only good for 50 uses. And we've heated it up more than 50 times. And we have an adult one. We'd love to send you that as well. So I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And then they asked me if I wanted to send them a picture, and they would put a picture of Oliver on their site wearing the little happy tummy thing. And I was like, oh, that's cute. Yeah. So anyway, I got it today, and I went live to share about it and just talk about it naturally. And she came back to me and she asked me who my target market was. She asked me for pictures so that she can promote my business because she appreciates so much where I'm coming from, and she also loves my mission. And we have a call on Friday to talk about how we can kind of like help each other's businesses out. And it all came just because I was showing something that happens to be in my niche, and I tagged, just like if I were to tag Sarah in a picture, I tagged Happy Tummy. So that's a really cool way to like connect to, because Sarah, didn't that happen with you before when you tagged something? They like reached out. Oh, and they're giving 20% off to all of my friends and family. So if anybody wants an adult or baby Happy Tummy, you go to happytummy.com and use Lindsay20 as the promo code.
I love that. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I always tag the bigger name companies. Like if I have like American Eagle jeans on, I'll tag them in my photos because they have a crap ton of followers. And if somebody's searching through their tagged photos, then your picture's going to pop up. So it's just another exposure thing. I started working with a small fitness company called Sunita Athletics. And I reached out to them because I have type 1 diabetes, so I wear an insulin pump all the time. And their brother actually has type 1 diabetes. And I said, hey, you guys have pockets in your clothing line already. Would you be interested in putting just like a little hole in it so your tubing could run through it? And they thought the idea was perfect. They now have over 990,000 followers, and I work with them really closely now, which is really cool. But it was all coming back to like a common interest thing. So like sharing your niche and your why and what you're doing is so important, and like sharing it genuinely, like not anything to do with like salesy and Beachbody, but just sharing you and like what you're passionate about and what you love, because people are going to notice that. So we only have 4 minutes. So if you guys have questions, go ahead. Oh, you can unmute yourself, Kate, or do you want me to?
Okay, really quick. When you go live, it just shows that you're live. It doesn't pop up in your stories, does it? Or how does that work? And then what's like more effective? Like if I want to show my workout, is it better to go live with it, or is it better to put it in my stories?
I don't like Instagram lives, number one, because you can't save them. Like, you know how Facebook saves your video and it's saved to your timeline after you've done it. So Instagram lives are a little bit different because it does pop up like at the top where your stories are that you're live, and it does save to your stories after you've completed it, but it's only there for 24 hours. So it doesn't save like Facebook would. So I kind of think it's silly to go live, and you can't tag them to a highlight. So I do my videos of 15-second intervals because I don't think anybody wants to sit through a 45-minute workout with me. I just simply want to show them that this is the move, this is what you can do it too, and then move on. And I don't do the whole workout. I do about probably 6 moves, and then I'm like, okay, you guys have seen enough, because I don't want to give the whole thing away. And then you can go and save those 15-second interval videos to your highlight reel. So you could have like a fitness highlight and put them in there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there's 3 messages.
I almost feel like the live on Instagram, it's there for 24 hours, and it's really, the more people that watch that, it boosts your algorithm. So if anything, it's something you don't mind repeating. It's not too long. It's nothing you want to save. You can repeat it again. It's short and sweet. People get value from it, though. More people watch, and your algorithm goes. You get boosted.
Yeah. Like I'll do like a live unboxing of stuff occasionally just to like talk to my people. I found it's really convenient if you like tell people when you're going to go live. So you can be like, I'm going live at 8 p.m. in 2 days or whatever. And then people will be like, great. So then they'll hop on. So you're having more people on your live. Same thing as Facebook, I guess. Okay. I think that's everything. Y'all want to take a picture? Callie, I'm going to need you to get your camera out.
Oh, hold on. I have a quick question.
Oh, okay.
I know this is kind of silly. On your highlight reel, how do you change like the cover of it? Like you know how yours is pretty in pink?
Yeah, it's gonna cut us off, but I'll send you screenshots.
Oh, sorry.
I'll
Go
post
ahead.
them. I'll post them in the new coach mentorship group of how to do it. Does that make sense?
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, everybody smile before we get cut off. Ready? 1, 2. Oh, I look like a weirdo. Okay, we're good. Oh, did it work? Oh, okay, it worked. Okay. I will post the recording of this in a couple minutes. Bye, guys.